Good day everyone, Mr. Cargill here with our next AutoCAD video. Now for this video we are going to continue looking at enlargement and reduction, and we're going to look at doing enlargement and reduction using the radial line method A, which is this drawing right here. Alright, so it says that for this we're going to first draw a figure, which is figure ABCD, and then we're going to reduce it at a ratio of 3:5 and enlarge it at a ratio of 3:8. Okay, so to do that now, this is what I'm going to do using AutoCAD. We're first going to draw the figure. So it says that AB equals 45, BC equals 40, CD equals 30, DA equals 20, and angle DAB equals 90 degrees. So let's draw the figure first. So let's start with A. So we're going to draw AB 45. Alright, so let's go to AutoCAD. Let me just select a line, select a place to start. Me turn on ortho since AB is a vertical line. And I'm going to make this line 45. Also says that DA is 20. Let me just double check that. Yes, it says that DA equals 20. So let's draw DA. This is 20. It says that BC is 40 and DC is 20. So let me just label these before I continue. So let me select our text and just click on it. You can just click on the drop down and ensure that you select a multi-line text. Alright, and I'm going to create this little box here, and I'm going to write my letters A. Alright, so let me just highlight this. No, sorry, not highlight. Let me change the color from white to yellow so that you can see it better. Right, and I'm going to move it from there, and I'm going to bring it over here. Let me just turn off ortho. Okay, so from there I can copy this. So let me bring it over here, and I'm going to change it from A to D and B. Okay, so here we have point B. And then over here now we have. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a construction, like a dark gray line that won't show very brightly. And I'm going to select a circle. Alright, and I'm going to come to B as my center of my circle. Now for the circle, ensure that in the drop down, ensure that you have circle radius. Now I want the BC, sorry, that should be D and not B. And not C, sorry, I'm going to change that to D. It says that BC is 40. So from B, I'm going to draw this with a radius of 40. Let me just change this value from C to D. Okay. No, so yeah, this here, it says BC is 40. So if we come to B and draw a circle with a radius of 40, then C is somewhere along the circumference of this circle. So to find C, it says that DC is 30. Alright, so if I select a circle again and come to D and draw this circle with a radius of 30, then where the two circles meet, that's point C. So in this case, point C would be over here where the two circles. Alright, but I want to change these lines from construction to solid lines. Do that, I like both of them and change them to solid lines. Alright, so let me copy this to point C and then label point C. So right here is where we have point C. Nice. So let me look at that and change that from D to C. Wonderful. Nice. Alright, so then there we have angle, there we have figure ABCD. Now it says that the next thing we're going to do from here is to locate a point P conveniently outside of the drawing. So we're going to select a point to start. You can select, so let's say that I selected a point over here to be point P. Let me just right here, let me just call this point P. All right, so that's my point P. So from P, actually let me move P All right, P is okay, where it is. So from P, let's say this is my point P here. I just choose a place to start, right there. And I'm going to draw lines through each of these points. I'm going to draw a line through A. I'm going to extend that line all the way out. Pass down. Let me just extend it at the same angle. And if the angle changes, you can just escape, click on the line, and then do that again. And it should give you the angle. Okay, being that I'm not getting the angle, I'm going to redraw this line here. I'm just going to redraw this line from here and bring it to A, and then just continue it. All right, I'm going to do that afterwards. So I'm just going to draw lines from this point here, point P, to all the points A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, and D here. Cool. All right, nice. So what we did there was to draw lines from P to A, B, C, and D. So remember, point P is any random point. Just move P out a little bit. This is our point P here, right there. Just select a point and we start. And we draw the lines to the different, to A, B, C, and D. Now, we're going to reduce this at a ratio of 3 to 5. So what we're going to do is this line here, AB, we're going to divide, sorry, not AB, PB. We're going to divide PB into 5 equal parts. So to do that, I'm just going to type divide. I'm going to click on that line. It says enter number of segments. So I want to divide it into 5. So I'm going to type 5 and press enter. There you can see my division points. 1, 2, 3, 4. So different segments are over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections. Okay. So and for the points, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then B would be the 5th point. Now, if you press divide, you're not seeing these points. Just type DDP. Click on DDP type, and then select one of these. And click OK, and then you will see them come up. All right. So this is at a ratio of 3 to 5. So if I was to number all of these points, all right. If I was to number all of these points, it would be like this. This would be 1, 3. Oh, I'm moving to the copy. So that would be 1. This would be 2, 3, 4, and then B would be 0.5. Okay. So let me just do this. 1. That's 2. This over here is 3. Over here we have 4. And then finally B would be 5. I didn't have to label B 5 because you know it would be the same point, but I must label in the 5 so that you can understand. So right now this is at 0.5. So in order to make our drawing or reduce our drawing by 3 to 5, what we're going to need to do is to get a point over here, get a line over here. This would be parallel to this line, and that line from here, that meets the line that goes from P to A, would give us what we call B1, A1. So let me show you what I mean by that now. So I'm going to select turn on ortho to draw a vertical line, because this is a vertical line. So to draw a line parallel to it, we have to draw a next vertical line. I could have also copied this and bring it across and then trim it, but I'm going to do it like this. And we're going to bring it to 0.3. Why 0.3 and not 1, 2, or 4? Because we're reducing at a ratio of 3 to 5. All right, so we have to come to 0.3. So now I'm going to bring this up to, let me change that from our construction line. So after I select that line and I come to 0.3, I'll click on that line from B to P, or from P to B, and then I'm going to bring that line up to this line here where P meets A, All right, let me just bring it past it and then trim it off a little, just to ensure that I get the right point. All right, so that's my line B1 A1, and I label it afterwards. No, so from here, where does next line go from here? It goes from A to D. You can see this AD. So over here we're going to have A1 D1. So all we need is a parallel line from a line that is parallel to this line from right here. This is a horizontal line, so I could draw next horizontal line here, and I'm going to draw the horizontal line to pass this line that goes from P to D. All right, so it's going to come somewhere here. So let me just extend it out a bit like that. Then I can trim off what I don't need. So TR, enter, enter. Sorry. Nice. All right, so now from D, this from D goes to C. So that means that we're going to have a line that will go from D1 to C1. To get that line is going to be parallel to this line. So what we can do now is to just copy this line from D here and bring it to D1 right there. So now that line is parallel. All right, and we'll just trim off what we don't need. So TR, enter, enter, and we trim that. Here we go. Now, to get the next line, BC, we could do a number of things. We could just simply join, to get line B1, C1, I should say, we could just draw a line from here to here because we know that's going to be your point. All right, because this would be B1 and that would be C1. All right, but for me to show you exactly how that works, and that would be our exact points, let me just show you. If I copy B to B1 over here, this line is going to go right through C1. All right, so it goes right to where C1 would be. So I could just join from here to here, and I would get C1 B1. So that just clarified that. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to label these points. I'm going to label these points A1 B1 C1 D1, so on and so forth, so that you can understand. So let me just turn off ortho here. Okay, so over here this would be B1. Capital letters all the time. Then this over here would be A1. Is D1. And then last, but certainly not least, this would be point C1 over here. All right, so those are our points. So we did the reduction. So now we want to do the enlargement, and we want to enlarge it. So this is what we did right here. All right, we got A1, B1, D1, C1 here. So then we want to do the enlargement, which is this figure over here, and we're going to enlarge it by a ratio of 8 to 5. All right, so let's see how we go about doing the enlargement. So to do the enlargement, we're going to need to extend these lines here. We're going to need to extend these lines out at the same angle that they are right now. Here we can see. All right, and do the same for this. Extend it out at the same angle that it is right now. And that green line, this green line here, will tell you that that is at the same angle. Just extend it out at the same angle. Might want to extend it some more. All right, and I'm going to extend this as well. If I can extend this one some more. If it doesn't work, you just escape, click on the line again, and draw, and then the green line would come up. So you extend this one now, the one that goes from P through D. So I'm gonna extend this one also. Just extend these out a little bit. And then All right, so there we have our lines extended. So now, this is done at a ratio of 3 to 5, right? So we reduce it at a ratio of 3 to 5. So now we're going to enlarge it by, we're going to enlarge it by 5 to 8. So this same line here, we're going to start on this same line here. So look at this now. This is divided into 5 equal parts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we want to get 3 of these divisions and add them to the 5. Why 3? Because 5 plus 3 equals 8, correct? So that means that if I add 3 more divisions to this line here, then I would get 0.8. So what I have to do right here now is to just measure this distance. All right, just measure this distance from B to point 2. Why B to point 2? Because B is 5, right? Point B is also 0.5. And from 5 to 2, that would be 3 divisions, right? 2, 3, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so that's 3 divisions. All right, so if I measure from 5 to 2, I will get 3 divisions. So that's 69. All right, so 69 millimeters. So that means that if I should draw a line from here at this same angle, all right, at this same angle, and draw that line by, just ensure that I get the same one. Okay, and if I draw that line down by 69 millimeters at this same angle here, then I would get the point that I am looking for. All right, so let me just draw this 64, sorry, not 64, 69 it was, right? Okay, see where that goes. Okay, so there we have our point. So this right here would be 0.8. All right, you would have 6 and 7 in between, but we don't need 6 and 7 here because we're not using 6 or 7. Okay, so let me move this down to this point here. This would be 8. That would be 8. All right, so what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to draw a vertical line up 8. Let me tell you what else that you could have done instead of drawing a line. Let me select a line and sorry, select a line and turn on ortho. I'm going to draw it up from point 8. No, instead of drawing a line, let me delete this line that I just drew to find point 8. Instead of drawing a line, I could have selected a circle. All right, I could have selected a circle and let this point B be the center of the circle. And if I draw this circle with a radius of 69, all right, that would give me 0.8 also. Okay, so that's the next way I could have went about getting 0.8. As you can see, it's the same point. All right, so instead of drawing this line and the line that I drew on this line at 69, you could have also drawn a circle, and that circle would have given you 0.8. I'm gonna keep this circle. Let me just start. Okay. And you would get 0.8 right there. No, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to draw all these other lines parallel to this line here, parallel to these lines. So here, this line that we just drew is A2 B2. So to find A2 D2, or to find point D2, we just need a line from A that is parallel to this, and this is a horizontal line, and we know that that's a horizontal line. We have ortho turned on, so if I select a line now, and I'm going to draw this line here to pass this line here, pass the second line here, something like that, and then I just trim off the part that I don't need, so I can trim off here. Yep. All right, so this here would be my A2 D2. So now to find B2 C2, I'm going to copy this line from BC, all right, and bring it to that point there. That would be B2, and then from here I'm just going to extend this at the same angle. Let me turn on ortho again. Just want to get an angle. Here's the angle. The green line tells me it's the same angle. All right, so now I can trim that point here. So now all I have to do is to draw a line from D2 to C2. All right, and that line will automatically be parallel to line DC or line D1, C1. So there we go. All right, so now let me just label these, label them correctly. So this over here would be B2. All right, so let me just correctly label these. So this is A2 here. Over here we have B2. All right, then we have here we have C2, followed by B2 here. All right, so that is enlargement and reduction using the radial line method A. All right, so thank you for watching. I hope that you found this video helpful and that the other videos on the channel are helping you with technical drawing. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and do have yourselves a wonderful day. If you like the video, you can subscribe so that you can get more content whenever I upload. All right, thanks again.